Hello, happy Friday. Who's still feeling the vibes of the summer solstice? Oh my gosh. We had an amazing experience that evening with some friends of the Conscious Nona group here locally. And as always, it's divine, it's fun, it's just what it's supposed to be. So I'm leading off today's live with a quick quote because the truth will set you free. The truth always sets you free. If you know anything about anything, about anything, about anything in life, know and honor the fact that the truth will set you free. But it may piss you off along the way. It might just do that. It might not. It just depends on what's been wiring and firing in here to create that perception of either pissing us off or making us feel grateful and elated and excited and happy, right? So let's jump into the 5 categories. Today, we're talking about the 5 categories of a growth mindset and how to unlock those, how to be aware of those, especially if you have some fixed mindset tendencies or you used to be or still are recovering fixed mindset human being. Remember, we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and it's okay. It's okay to be human, but we can shift and change any of those human behaviors and patterns and tendencies, perceptions, become our reality, right, at any time. So how do we shift from transforming from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset? And I'm pulling a lot of this from the book Mindset by Carol Dweck, right? So I read this book back in 2007 or 8. It was one of my very first books that actually unlocked my coaching capacity from the live, do, be, perform at the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual level to, wow, everything that we do really does stem from our mind. Everything that we desire in our heart space eventually gets filtered through our mind, and we believe that we can or can't do what it is we desire. So it's quite possible that this book, along with Tony Robbins, the Unleash the Power Within, I believe that got me hyped and geeked out about the whole mind and eventually the subconscious mind. So hello, everyone that's joining. Hello, hello. I'm just going to wave hello. I do want to honor everyone. If you have questions at the end of this, please feel free to ask. I will get to them, I promise, by the end, but I'm also recording this for our podcast. So I'd like to keep less edits if possible, right? So the only way you can shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset is knowing how to maintain your awareness around what's fixed, what's growth, and your awareness in the present moment, because this is the time we can only take action, right? Is make change, is in the present moment. The past has already happened. The future isn't here yet. Yet people who are depressed are kind of stuck in the past. People who are anxious are stuck in the future. But really, it's this beautiful space that's going by every millisecond. Every second, time is going by. And that's the only time we actually are able to do anything in that moment, be anything, and become anything, right? So you start with your awareness. Seeing the world in a different way requires being present to do so. So which ways can you start to integrate this practice? Well, Carol Dweck mentions these 5 categories, and these 5 categories to truly get present with and start to respond versus react, right? We're meaning-making machines. We react, we do, we go, we perform, right? So when we start to take responsibility for our respondability, we can really shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. So the first category is challenges. Challenges. How do you view a challenge? This one came easy for me because even as a young girl, I tend to see the glass as half full. And even when the glass would get spilt or broken, I knew it was happening for me. I just knew it was happening for me. I'm like, there's something bigger and better that's going to come out of this, right? Which wasn't easy for a lot of my family members, because still family members, that's kind of like Eeyore, like, woe is me, and this is how life is, and it can't get any better, and it's just the way that it is. And then I'm over here like Tigger, bouncing around, changing the world, changing my life, one day at a time. And the reality is both serve their purposes, but one is going to keep you in a certain place in life, and the other one will set you more free in experiencing more of what you desire. So challenges. What can you do with the challenges? You can embrace them instead of avoiding them. How many of you are avoiding challenges in your life right now versus just jumping in with both feet and embracing that what is happening is happening. The circumstance, the situation is happening for you. And it's an opportunity to grow. With me on that? Okay, second one would be obstacles. continuing to persist through obstacles with unshakable consistency rather than giving up, throwing in the towel. This is where you want to lean in on your willpower versus your, reverse that. This is where you want to lean in on your will versus your willpower. Your will versus your willpower. And if you're not quite sure what that is or what the difference is, I already did another podcast episode on that. So go check it out. It's the difference between will versus willpower. And so that would be the second one. Obstacles, embrace them, persist through them. Remember, persistency will get you the result. Consistency allows you to sustain the result. And the result can be anything in business, in life, in your health, in your relationships, in your wealth, in all the ways, right? Third one, effort is simply a path to mastery, not a one and done. So don't look, if you can start to make this awareness and shift where you're no longer looking at effort as fruitless endeavor. This is why I teach aligned action, aka aligned effort. If it's not aligned action or aligned effort, take whatever that is on your list off your to-do list. Delegate it to someone else. Shift it and change it to something that is something in alignment and of greater service for what you desire. Now, the last two here are pretty fun, so bear with me on it. First one being criticism. Ooh, criticism, such a juicy word, right? Welcome it. Learn from it. Please do not ignore it. Constructive criticism is useful feedback and critical. I mean, super critical for quantum growth. Period. End of story. Quantum growth. Like, you don't have to take 10 years because you read a book about a guru who said it took me 10 years to be financially free. Quantum growth, criticism is involved. Constructive criticism, where can you grow? Because again, we don't know what we don't know. We have mentors, we have colleagues, we have friends, we have coaches, we have partners, we have collaboration experts that see things differently outside our box. This is one of my superpowers. It's seeing things from outside the box in a different angle and a different perspective. This is why I always say I'm that square peg trying to be shoved into a round hole when I used to work in corporate. And it was like, things were always working out for me, but I never did it the way it was supposed to be done, right? Because the only way, that's the quote unquote right way, because there's no wrong or right to any of this, is what feels good and works for me in alignment. So that's criticism. Growth, required for growth mindset versus fixed mindset, right? When have you in your life have you avoided the criticism? So last one here is success of others. Ooh, success of others. Does it amp you up and inspire you? Or does it make you feel like you're less than? Check yourself here. Because when others are hitting successful milestones or something you perceive as success, because there's times where people are like, look how successful I am. I've done this and I have this and I bought that. And I'm like, none of that equates to my values of success, but good for you. Like, if that inspires you and that rocks your world, good for you. I don't feel negative about it and I don't feel super inspired about it. And then there's other people who are reaching milestones of success that are in alignment with my values and my beliefs. And I'm like, OMG, you have reached this success level point and I am well on my way. Whoa, this is so inspiring. And it just feels like I get goosebumps when it inspires me to the goosebumps that I'm witnessing their success. And it's a reminder that possibilities and my potential are available. They're just waiting for me to take aligned action in their favor. It's all divine timing, right? So release any threat that a fixed mindset can create when you're witnessing another person's success. It's simply not true. It's just not true. And there truly is no competition except the one between your ears. This is the only competition that we have, and we can change. Now, I'm not saying the change is always easy, but it can be simple. And there may be different timelines and different modalities and different pieces of this. I had a really cool, deep conversation with a colleague and a friend and a person I look up to in this space who is a therapist. We were talking about, Can everyone meditate? Can everyone not meditate? Everybody has the ability to meditate. Now, whether or not someone can or can't in the moment is all going to be based on a physical state, a mental, emotional state. And she was explaining to me how brains can literally be locked and how certain traumas cause shrinking of the brain. Like, it was a very cool conversation, and I was very enlightened and inspired by it, because I loosely threw it out there, like, yeah, everybody can meditate if they want to. And if you don't want to, it's okay. Just don't say you can't, right? Because you believe that you can, you're right. You believe that you can't, you're right. But if there's other underlying pieces of this, patterns and behaviors of trauma that have been locked and firing and wiring for decades, it's going to require much more deeper work in order to get there. So not to go off on a tangent on that, but it's just cool to be in the space of these type of conversations that are enlightening, inspiring, and growing consistently. So remember, this is all perception, when we're talking about how you perceive challenges, obstacles, effort, criticism, success. Hello, more people are joining. All of it. Perception. Again, challenges, obstacles, effort, criticism, and success. You're just one shift or multiple shifts. We never know, but it's just one shift at a time from upgrading your life and experiencing more of what you desire. Ultimately, time freedom, money freedom, or both. It's a yes and. It's a yes and. So remember, it's never finished, never one and done, check the box. You're going to continue to activate and create and integrate this growth mindset, these traits, these categories of awareness. And it truly does get better. Everything gets better, and the better it gets, when everything is on the trajectory of you being aware and playing in the space of growth mindset in these 5 categories. But it truly is a shift from looking at it as I've arrived, I've done this, I've shifted out of looking at challenges as something that defeats me to opportunity for me to learn and grow through. So it's a shifting, and I am constantly learning and growing from. I am personally. So when you're shifting from I've arrived to no, I am constantly learning and growing from this, or shifting from I am great to I am constantly learning and growing from this, or looking at this as I am doing the thing and I'm checking the box to I am getting better and better. Goes back to one of, I think, Tony Robbins' mantras the first time. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better, or stronger and stronger, or wiser and wiser, or resilient and resilient. You can put in the words that feel good to you, that you're working towards. It's that affirmation, it's the incantation, it's the energy behind it. Do you really feel it? Do you know it? What does it feel like in your body? So when I talk about the shift, we're thinking about, again, that fixed mindset versus the growth mindset. And if you believe that your fixed mindset is something that cannot be changed, then that is your self-fulfilling prophecy. That is keeping the blinders on. But now that you've even sat through this podcast or this live, and you understand the categories of awareness that you are able to bring to the present moment, you get to choose. You get to choose. So I highly recommend, don't just listen to this, like, yeah, that sounds great, and move on throughout your day. Pick one, pick a category, apply it. Knowledge is powerless unless you apply it. Apply what you're learning and move forward with it in some shape or form today. Do it for 5 days, 7 days, 21 days, 30 days, 90 days, and watch how the world around you shifts and changes. Your experience shifts and changes, and what you attract in, what you're creating in this world shifts and changes. Because again, I'm certain the better it gets, the better it truly gets. Do you believe that? And if you don't believe that, borrow my belief. If you don't believe that, reach out to me. If there's something that you feel that is in your way, a circumstance, a situation, a condition, and you're giving your power away to that, message me. Message me. I'm certain I can help you, or I know someone who can. I have such a network of professionals. There's everything can be addressed. So who are you going to show up as now? Pick one, share with me, let me know. Go over to Instagram land and let me know. And actually, over in Instagram land in my bio, I have stan.store/Jacqueline Mack. And I have a free tool Go grab your 8 word swaps to upgrade. Making up words today. To upgrade your self-talk. Print it out. It's a printout. There's 6 or 8 of these printouts. Stick them everywhere so that it's top of mind. You swap out these words. Earlier I said it's a yes and, not an either or. Time and money freedom. Yes and. Doesn't have to be, oh, I'm working on the money freedom, so I don't have time freedom, or I'm working on the time freedom and I don't have money freedom. That's a limiting belief. You get to choose, right? So go grab it, because our words are 500 times more powerful than our thoughts. And we just went through how powerful fixed mindset thoughts are, growth mindset thoughts are. And now you get to take this and apply it. So I've given you so many things to apply today. Don't do it all. You're going to lock up your brain and be like, freeze, too much, overwhelm. Pick one awareness, go back to this and look at it. Is it going to be the challenges you're going to look at differently? Is it going to be the obstacles, the effort, the criticism, the success of others? And then use these word swaps. Pick one of the word swaps. Don't tackle all 8 right away. Or if you can, tackle all 8. If it feels in alignment, it feels light and expansive, do it. But if it's feeling some constriction, some overwhelm, some like, ugh, then don't. Because this isn't for everybody, but it is for most. So I'm going to send you away with so much love. Until next time, talk again soon. Bye for now.